Hey everybody and welcome back. I have a slight problem with my Dynasty here on College Football 25. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm staying 10 toes down on that and not looking because I want to be able to experience all this stuff for the first time. So I'm going to keep the same mentality of I'm just going to go. I'm going to keep the scouting in the background so you can kind of see, who we're looking at in general. And yes, I do now see the team needs on R3, and I didn't click that not one time. I kind of just looked at the roster really quick and was like, I'd have some seniors here, and I'd like to upgrade some positions. Let's go see what we can do. That is how I did it. I see I made the mistakes, and I'm going to live with them and keep it pushing. And I'm kind of just going to make this quick and just let it play because Lord knows I want to get to the gameplay as quickly as possible. So you guys are kind of going to see bits and pieces. Plus there's going to be scouting either before or after every game. So I'm not that big on doing it right now. This was just trying to get enough prospects on the board, get something lined up. So that way the CPU doesn't automatically do it for me. Which I do hope that, maybe there's a setting that pops up that, turns that off. Because, if I want to put only 10 guys on there, I only want to put 10 guys. That's kind of how I'm feeling about it, but that's just me. But it's definitely different when it comes to this stuff. And like after now watching videos, because at this point I watched, and I know what I said saying 10 toes down. This is all pre-recorded. I've already done this. I now have seen the videos on how to do this, and I'm like, well, year 2 is going to be great because I think I'm like 2 weeks in to actually doing this. And at the end of every game, we'll talk on somebody, we'll bring up somebody, give, our thoughts on how we can maybe get them to be able to be the right player for us. But short video, getting to the point. I'm still putting some sliders together because for the life of me, oh my gosh, this game. So I didn't want to do the gameplay on here, so I started another Dynasty and I switched an FCS team, which I think it was like the Southeast team, the Panda. And I said, let me play them. Because I just wanted to play them so I could get used to playing. We're going to play an FCS team and see how it goes. Dog, dude, why the hell? These FCS teams don't play. Like, they were putting up points. Like, little to no problem. Like, I'm rolling over there. Not with Ball State, of course, but I'm using, like, ULM. And they're not playing. I watched somebody, I forget, off the top of my head, he's doing North Texas, and he's been doing North Texas dynasties. And I was like, oh yay, this is back, and I went to go watch it. And the Pandas put like 50 on him. These FCS teams do not play, so that makes me a little fearful for us playing Midwest. And the fact that I truly think that we're going to get kind of screwed here. And it's going to be one of the first games with the sliders being actually on there, which, if I'm honest, the changes that I made, I upped the penalties a little bit because there hardly were any, which truly you're going to see I regret later, so I lowered a couple of them. I lowered the CPU quarterback accuracy a little bit. I think I'm going to have to lower ours a little bit too because nobody's hitting every throw. I think I'm going to leave pass blocking alone because if we get sacked, we get sacked. But I'm going to lower the CPUs just a little bit. Like, we don't have the best pass rushers, but I feel like we should at least be, disengaging blocks every once in a while and actually getting back there. And I upped our zone coverage. No, I upped both zone coverages by 10 because I just wanted to feel a little bit, like a little tighter on the coverage. Like, don't get me wrong, if there's a blown coverage, there's a blown coverage and all that, which it still can and will happen where guys just will simply get beat. But I'd rather be just a little bit closer. The speed parity is down to like 44 because in college the speed difference is very noticeable. I think 40 is a little bit too much, where 90 and 89 speed are just that much of a difference, and their acceleration is the same, but 90 gets to jump off the line. Like, it's still going to be somewhat close, but you'll definitely notice the difference in speed. And I'm trying to think on what else crosses my mind when it comes to being on here. Because I wing this, and I'm just trying to have some fun and play the game and kind of look around a little bit. That's my goal, and as long as I'm having fun at the end of the day, I definitely will be playing it. You'll definitely get my real thoughts on a little bit of rage that does happen. Because trust and believe, there probably will be some where 71 overall team, and if I call this play, I want it to work, and we get sacked 2 steps into the drop, I mean, yeah, I'd say something. Still got to figure out our quarterback situation. I think what I'm also going to do is incorporate, and tell me if I shouldn't do this, I want to incorporate like a quick minute of practice into the video, saying like, okay, here's who won this battle. We'll do position battles. We'll basically have like a small road to glory kind of thing going on inside of Dynasty. Players playing, seeing who does what, how much play time they get. We'll say, like, I'm getting to the point now where I'm trying to take it serious enough where I will have in the notebook, geez, I gotta get it to go. In the notebook that this player should get this many snaps if they're not the starter type of thing. I'll throw it in there and be like, okay, just keep an eye on their snaps and just keep it going. Make some copies of that so I can have that. Unless they, become the starter, and then, we'll see what happens. But I can tell you this much. Although we don't really need, we need defensive line, so that's going to be heavily scouted. And I'm definitely going to be trying to get some of the best players that we can get there. No 5 stars year one. I think it's going to be a lot of 1 and 2, maybe a couple of 3 stars if we're lucky. We're not going to go after quarterbacks, running backs, receivers. We have plenty of those. Tight end maybe. Definitely going to have to hit the offensive line and defensive line, because in my eyes, those guys lead the way. You only go as far as your lines will carry you. And then after that, I mean, some linebackers would be nice, just because our head coach was a former NFL linebacker. So he's got, that special place in his heart and an eye for talent when it comes to linebackers. So best believe, we'll always try to get some good linebackers. I doubt we'll be able to set them on the bench like Bama style, but don't worry, we'll always have some good linebackers. I don't think we need to worry about cornerback, but we are going to go after safety, and then the special teams, I think we have 2 sophomores. So we're chilling there. The only other thing that I can think of is that we just simply need to get into the gameplay, which this was actually just a little bit easier than I thought it was going to be. So that means when I get out of school, I can edit gameplay and actually get to it. And I say this once again, if there's a name and I mess it up, please do not be afraid to say something. I really would like to start getting these names right. And I haven't seen anything on custom recruits. If we get some custom recruits, if we're allowed to do that, which I gotta find that out. If we're allowed to do that, by all means, throw your name or a name. I'm not saying your name, a name, a height, a weight, and we'll throw some names out there, and we'll try to see and follow your career as we go. And when Madden comes out, I love how people are saying they're not gonna get it. I'm gonna get it, so that way we can bring some of these players from this dynasty into Madden. That's why I want to try and get through year 1 before August. I want to try and get through year 1 before Madden comes out, just so that way we can have, if any of our players go, maybe a draft class where we take some of these top players and go. But definitely excited. I know I'm not showing it, but I'm definitely excited. I'm trying to keep that composure. But with this video, being as fast as it was. Okay, hang on, the screen went dark there. I had to fix that. But this video being really and truly just quickly looking at players and just kind of rolling through with no kind of plan. I'll go ahead and get this one out too, and then I'll try to get the gameplay out as soon as possible. But FCS Midwest will be our first game, and then we got Miami right afterwards. So wish us best of luck, and let's get into it. Let's see how things go. I can't wait to really get into this dynasty.